Okay, hello everybody and welcome to a special presentation meeting. And tonight what we plan to do is to give you an overview of the LifeVantage company and the products of Protandim, etc. And this is just a snippet of what is actually available in terms of information. So what we'd like to do tonight is to share with you, by sharing my screen, we're going to do a little presentation to show you exactly what this is all about and just to see if you're interested at all. So I'm just going to share my screen now. Now, can everybody see that? Yeah. Okay, that's a 1 for a yes. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so welcome to Biohack Your Body. And my name is Gail Pearson. I'm an anaesthetist, which means I'm a medical doctor. I'm trained in anesthesia or anesthesiology, which means that in my daily practice in Auckland, New Zealand, I put patients to sleep for operations. I'm very familiar with the body or the human body and its interactions with various pharmaceutical agents. And it's important for me to give best care wherever I can as a doctor in terms of healing. And that's what my real purpose has been focused with this product. So basically we can talk about your health, because health and well-being is really, really important. And to me, if you can take control of your own biology and optimize your own genetic potential, you can become the best version of yourself. And how we do this is by using a science, which is a new science called nutrigenomics. Now, nutrigenomics, big word, but basically nutrition and genes, and you put them together and it's how nutritional products affects your genetic structure. So what do we want to do? Well, there are different people who have different requirements as to what they want to do out of their biohacking. Athletes want to have peak performance. They want to have more endurance. They want to have faster recovery. They want to be able to do better personal bests. There are people who want to be faster in their brain power, do the crossword quicker, be able to remember things, not walk into a room and forget about it. And so they want to increase their abilities of their brain power, basically. There are people in the weekend who wants to just be able to go hiking or do skiing or do the things that they used to do when they were younger, but are finding with aging, it's actually not as easy as it was when we were younger. And then we've got everybody, and this is the preventative part of this as well, because in fact, we're looking to increase your health span. So how do we do this? Let's look at the first biohack. Now, this is all about reducing oxidative stress. Now, that's a new word for most people, and people know about stress, but they don't understand about oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is basically when you have oxygen-free radicals or oxygen-reactive species. What they are oxygen species that attack your cells. And so you can see, and you know that if you put an apple that's cut out into the outside, it goes brown and then it shrivels up and dies. That's because those cells of the apple have been exposed to oxygen. Similarly, it happens inside your body. And so a normal cell, when it's attacked by free radicals, becomes damaged and it replicates in a damaged manner. And that's aging. So what causes the oxidative stress? Well, these days we actually live in a toxic environment. We're exposed daily to Wi-Fi, pesticides, additives in our food, additives in our clothing, in the environment that we're in, the flooring, the paints, petrol fumes, you name it, we're exposed to it. And interestingly also, excessive exercise is also a stress that will add to oxidative stress, because that produces a lot of oxygen-free radicals. So why is it so dangerous? It's so dangerous because it affects every cell in our body. And what is our body made up of? It's made up of cells. Those cells make up tissues in our body. Those tissues make up organs, and the organs together make up who we are. Now, so this is a slide that talks about everybody. Everybody has oxidative stress. The interesting thing is, how do you cope with it? So if you look at the people like numbers, and some people are very accountant-minded, if you look at our cells, we have approximately 37.2 trillion cells, okay? So, and we potentially have millions of free radicals in every cell, every day. Now, that's about how many? 3.272 quintillion. Now, these are numbers that are just so off the radar. It's just unbelievable. So if you're taking an antioxidant, they will counteract one free radical. Punnet of blueberries, let's have a look at that. One punnet of blueberries is going to counteract 6,700 antioxidants. That's a nothing when you're looking at trying to get that oxidative stress slowed down. So how can we do it better? How can we get the oxidative stress down? We can make our own oxygen free radical scavengers, which are antioxidant enzymes. If we use these antioxidant enzymes, they will be like a big, huge fire hose, 1,000,000 to 1, rather than 1 to 1 with the antioxidants that you take orally. That's pretty big. And as I said, why should we take them when we can make them? And the first one, how we make them, is by a product called Protandim. Now this acts via NRF2 pathway, and that I'll talk about later because it's actually a pathway that's only recently been discovered. It's a pathway that actually activates your genes to produce their own antioxidant enzymes. Now when it does this, it has the capacity to reduce your oxidative stress by an average of 40% in 30 days. Now that's blood test proven. 40% lowering of your oxidative stress in 30 days. And we've seen what oxidative stress does to every single cell in your body. It also supports the natural cellular repair and supports rejuvenation. It operates on over 300 genes that in every single cell in your body. So it creates 1 million antioxidants per cell. So this is the way that we can do it easily. And it's made all naturally. So it's made of ashwagandha, bacopa, green tea, milk thistle, and turmeric. All things that we know of. And you might say, oh, well, that's all very well, but you know, I can go to the healthcare shop and I can buy all those things, and I already take green tea, and I'm taking turmeric for those aches that I have. But that's not the secret. What they did is they looked at all of those agents individually, and then they put them together as Protandim. Protandim is 18 times more effective than the sum of its ingredients alone. So it's all about the synergy. And it's really important to understand that the synergistic effect of this is huge. So you can't just make up it alone because it's actually a patented formula. What they've done is they've tested this in a lot of the very high-ranking universities and hospitals, especially in the States. You can see here we've got Harvard University, we've got the American Heart Association, we've got Vanderbilt University, we've got Johns Hopkins University, Washington State University. These are all individual places and institutions who have actually investigated Protandim. They've also published, and if you look down the bottom, you can see publications in the Free Radical Biology and Medicine, American Heart Journal, Circulation in Medicine, Enzyme Research, and the American Journal of Physiology. So about 26 published PubMed papers on pubmed.gov. That, in terms of an actual proprietary product, is unheard of. And have a look on pubmed.gov yourself. They're all there, and I've gone through them all, so I can also go into the details of those too. So let's look at the second biohack. And I know that this is probably more than what you can take in at once, but what I want to do is to just give you an overview today so that you can understand what we can do. And mitochondria 2 is boosting mitochondria. The Protandim NRF1 synergizer improves energy performance through acting in the mitochondria. And we know that the mitochondria are the part of the cell that produces energy. And what they do is they produce a compound called ATP, which is the energy source of the cell. The NRF2 comes to the mitochondria and works in the DNA of the mitochondria. The NRF1, which is this one here, opens up that mitochondria so the NRF2 and the NRF1 can work inside the mitochondria together. Again, as I said, it increases the cellular energy, or the ATP, and completely natural. Alpha-lipoic acid, coenzyme Q10, grape extract, quercetin, and acetyl L-carnitine. These are all natural products. So again, we're getting right to the root cause of every single cell to enhance cellular health. So what can you do? As I said, the two of them to work together. They reduce oxidative stress, they give us more cellular energy, and optimal mitochondria nuclear communication. What does that mean? That means that then we produce cells that are healthy. We produce cells that do not break down. We have a defense mechanism, so if any stresses come towards that cell, the protective mechanisms are there waiting to attack them before they can get in and destroy anything. So it is a very, very powerful thing to work at a cellular level. Let's look at a next biohack. How can we use that pathway, the NRF2 pathway that I heard about before, in our skin? What happens is they've developed a true science beauty system which actually works on the NRF2 pathway to get right down to the dermal level of layers of the skin. And what that does is it works from the outside in. As well as having the NRF2 protandem, you're working from the inside out. This is huge. It gives a beautiful, youthful appearance. It doesn't, it's not greasy. And in terms of skincare, it's a new way of looking at skincare. It's a new science. And there have been some very good studies and papers on this which show its value and show the way that it actually works. Let's look at another biohack, probiotics. And everyone might say, yes, I take probiotics. You know, I take the one that I get from the health shop. It's all cool. Well, the special thing about this probiotic is that it doesn't have to be refrigerated, and B, it has got a coating on it which enables it to get into where it's needed to be, which is the small or the large intestine. When you take a probio, there's hydrochloric acid in your stomach. Most probios are broken down virtually immediately or within the first 2 hours by that stomach acid. This probio has a coating which will enable it to get into that small intestine and into the large intestine as well. So it gets to the target. You are getting actually bang for your buck in terms of delivering what you need to deliver at the appropriate source. And these are the details of how many healthy bacteria you actually get, what they actually have. And again, there is lots of information on that too. So the next thing I want to do is to introduce Beata Koropatwa, who's a Pro 10 from Melbourne. She has a huge amount of strings to her bow. She's a CEO, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, a mentor. She's had 27 years in business, and she's a gorgeous woman. And she really wants, her passion is to want to help others run their business. So she's going to talk for a few minutes on biohacking financial health. And I'm going to get her to.
Fantastic, Gail. Thank you very much and welcome everybody. So our biohack number 5 is really about biohacking your financial health. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so network marketing is basically direct marketing, and what it is, it's taking control of your own financial future. Okay, it's breaking financial poverty history and cycles and mindset, and it's really allowing yourself to live your dream life and your fulfilled life, and using network marketing or direct marketing as a vehicle to create additional income and financial freedom. Okay. So I'd like to talk to you today about nutrigenomics. And nutrigenomics is changing everything. Where we were once powerless, at least now we have some control over our own DNA. So it's the ability to use nutrition to affect our genes. You know, and that's, we're no longer at the mercy of our DNA or our family history. The Today Show said it's the latest trend in nutrition, and it isn't a fad diet, and it's a newly discovered supplement, and it's about your DNA. And for the business people, and the projected market of this business and of this whole market is 17,313,500,000 by the year 2023. That's nearly 4 years away. So that is the projected market of our industry here of nutrigenomics. Okay. So I'd like to start at the beginning, and who is LifeVantage and who we are. Let's talk about where we started and a little bit of history. So in 2003, LifeVantage was founded, and it was founded on the back of a scientist who developed this finding of the NRF2 pathway that Gail spoke about. In 2005, Primetime, or ABC Primetime, which is equivalent to 60 Minutes here in Australia or New Zealand, was sent in to actually discredit the product. Many people saw the report, and then all of a sudden scientists wanted to do research and peer-reviewed studies on it. We decided to convert the way that we were marketing it, because we were previously in health food shops and we were in chemists, etc., but it wasn't working. We decided to convert it to a direct marketing or a network marketing strategy, because this product needed to be shared. We needed to share the science, we needed to share the proof, we needed to share the testimonials. So we found that the direct marketing pathway was a lot more effective for us, and our sales overnight went from 3 million to 200 million after that Primetime investigative report. Now, if you haven't seen that investigative video, please go back to the people who have invited you and get them to share this 10-minute video with you, which is really mind-blowing, and it gives you the history. Today, where we sit is we're actually a stock listed company. We're on the NASDAQ, on the New York Stock Exchange. Our projection as a company is we're set to hit $1 billion between 3 to 5 years. And I'm very proud to say that in the last 12 months, the share price has tripled. So it went from about $4, and today I had a look, it was almost $14 on the share market. So that shows you that this biomedical company is moving, and it's moving really quickly. Okay. So our LifeVantage, it continues to grow, and it's growing at an explosive rate. So last year, we actually launched it into China, and we launched it into 7 new countries. This year alone, we've launched into 6 more countries, and we have had our highest sales to date, hence the share price, okay? And this year we celebrate 10 years. We celebrate our 10-year anniversary. Unfortunately, in Australia and New Zealand hasn't even launched, and in Australia we've only been going a couple of years. But on the right-hand side here, I show you our share price. Being a listed company, we need to report it. So this is actually reporting that we have to do to the New York Stock Exchange, which shows how our growth is. Okay, so LifeVantage actually follows the world trends, okay? We're not just another supplement company. Our products and our skills and our leadership actually set us apart from other companies. So like Uber or like Airbnb, we're offering and disrupting the conventional business, okay? We take running a business. We make it so simple. Sorry, Gail, I'll just go back that one slide. Thank you. We're running a business in a really simple format, okay? And that's at the end of your fingertips via an iPhone or an iPad. You don't make a huge investment, just like Uber or Airbnb. It's direct to the consumer, so it actually cuts out the middleman. And this is a business that magazines and and world business leaders are saying that this sort of business is the business of the 21st century. So it basically gives you back the power, to become, your own boss, but more importantly, you then can become the boss of your own income or your own fortune. Okay. So I want to give you some facts because I'm a business person and I like the facts. So I'd like to show you first why network marketing. Okay. The first thing, again, we cut out the middleman. We go direct to the consumer. We needed to share this story, the science and the testimonials and facts directly with the end consumer. I'd like to show you this, the growth of the network marketing industry in the last 6 years went from 158 billion to 189 billion. That's over 300 million growth in the last 6 years. They're saying that this way of doing business, the e-commerce business, the online business, is definitely the business of the future. And in the next 10 years, we're already seeing these trends. So, companies, you're familiar with companies like Amway or Avon, $9 billion, $6 billion, $5 billion companies. These companies have already done it. We're doing it a little bit differently because, the direct marketing with all the science and everything, we're really almost disrupting that trend as well by the way that we're actually doing things. And I do want to state that 40% of the commissions, in fact, our commissions, based on our reporting back to the Nasdaq, because we have to be very transparent, we paid out 48% in commissions to our distributors or business partners. So, there are top business leaders like Warren Buffett and Richard Branson that actually run network marketing companies. So it's actually a trend, and, and it's a trend that we're following some of the greatest business minds in the world. Okay. So how do you start? Okay, you can become a customer. You've seen Gail's spoken about the science. She's spoken about the products. Quite often after these presentations, the majority of our people definitely become customers and then they want to be a part of the business. So starting as a customer, there are no joining fees. Okay, and we do monthly orders because we actually give you a discount. So when you've got a monthly order, that can be cancelled at any times, but you get a reduced price on that. You get your personalized account. So it's just like an e-commerce site or, an online ordering system where you actually get full control of that online system. Okay, so I will take you now to the next part of it, and that's fast tracking with a distributor pack. Very often after these meetings that we do, people say, look, I'm definitely interested in becoming a customer, but how can I distribute this? Okay, the product is unique in the world. There's nothing like it. Again, all the science, we've got all the facts. So there's two ways of starting, and that is by buying a master pack. And I won't go too much into that, to the detail of that, because you can go back to the person who invited you. But I'll just let you know what you have. So, you get your personalized website, you get your personalized mentorship training, production of the products, quality control, customer service, advertising and marketing, corporate support, your legal compliance and governance, accounting, your events and promotions. Basically, everything is done for you. These days, I'm very well aware, to start a business, you look at minimum of 50,000 to 100,000 to start a business. Okay, in our business, it's very different. And example, the platinum pack. When you buy the platinum pack, the majority of people, when they sell that platinum pack, they've actually got their money back. And quite often it's within, a couple of months, because they're promoting the product, they get their money back plus some. So that's a way to fast track to actually distribute this product. Thank you, Gail. So I want to talk to you about, business people say that there really are 4 things that you need in order to run a business. Okay, a proven system and a free, a replicated website, they're the easy parts. But what you actually do need to run a successful business is the timing. Okay, we are at the base level, and I'll show you in my next slide. I'll give you an example of that. You know, our share price has tripled in the last 12 months. That is huge. We're a biomedical company that we're known worldwide. So our timing is absolutely perfect. The product, you know, that's the second thing. The product, it works. We've got over 50,000 testimonials. It is unique globally. It's got 27 scientific studies, and it's cutting edge science. So a big tick for the second one, the product. The compensation plan. Okay, the compensation plan is brilliant. And I'll show you in my next slide how that actually works. So when we say that we give back 48% to our distributors, it's fact because we have to report that back to the NASDAQ. The mentorship and coaching, we have the top leaders in the world to train you and to support you. So there are the 4 things that you actually need: timing, product, compensation plan, and the mentoring or the coaching. Thank you, Gail. I'll get you to take. So this is a really important slide because this is what we have to disclose under our governance and our reporting. So what I'd like to bring to your attention is, yes, you know, there's the Pro 10s, etc. And just as an example, you know, the Pro 10s, our Master Pro 10s, their average income is $123,000. That's US dollars per year. But if you have a look at a Pro 3, a Pro 4, or Pro 5, these are where the majority of our distributors sit. And I often say to people, as a Pro 3, you know, we've just had a team of people that went Pro 3 within a couple of weeks. I went Pro 5 within 10 weeks, and I didn't know anything about this industry. I just shared the product with people who needed energy and anxiety. Please have a look at the averages. A Pro 3, you know, the earnings of a Pro 3 is $636. You know, is that going to make a difference to your family? You know, to some people that's a mortgage, to some people that's a school fee. Have a look at a Pro 4. It's $1,400. We're starting to change lives, and an additional income of $1,400 per month to a lot of families is really quite extraordinary. A Pro 5, you know, you're looking around close to $3,000. Is that going to make a difference as an additional income or as a plan B? So these are absolutely our facts, and these are the facts from our reports on the NASDAQ. Thank you, Gail. So I was talking to you about the timing, and I actually want to give you an example of it. And the example that I like to give is Apple. You know, when Apple started, when Steve Jobs started, he brought on a couple of people, okay? They were the innovators. As you see, 2.5 people get on as the innovators. So he had a team of 3 or 4. And then there's the early adopters. Now, we're the early adopters here. So imagine, you know, Apple starting, you know, the innovators have come on, they've got the technology, and then they're going out to people and saying, listen, we're just about to launch this, come on board. This is where we're at the moment, okay? We're early adopters. In Australia and New Zealand, we've got a handful of distributors. We don't have a lot of people. Then in this type of business, what happens is once momentum hits, we're not far from momentum, and our share price is showing that. That is where the majority of the work happens, 80% of growth, okay? So when you start now, that's the potential that you've got, and then it goes off to stabilization. Once people know you, you have regular orders. So please, this slide is so important because where I'm talking is in that early adopter stage. We haven't taken off yet. We're about to take off. So in regards to timing, I have not in my 27 years of business seen such a great opportunity in regards to the timing. Thank you, Gail. So why LifeVantage? Okay, and why now? We haven't launched in New Zealand as yet. We launched in Australia a couple of years ago and we saw the growth. We still have a handful of people. Gail is one of the pioneers and founders with her team. They're launching all across New Zealand from November the 12th. Okay, this is an incredible opportunity. The time is now. This product is needed. People need this product for their health, and we need business partners and distributors to help us share this product, not just in New Zealand and Australia, but around the world. So we invite you, please, to explore this, talk to the people, go back to whoever invited you, get them on a three-way to give you more information, but I think we've covered that pretty much. So I thank you for your time. I'm changing lives. Dr. Gail is changing lives, and we need partners to help us grow this and show people their potential for their health and potential for their wealth. So thank you very much, Gail, for having me on.
Thank you, Beata, and thank you very much, everyone, for coming. It's health and wellness is number one priority, and health and wellness for all. And that's my motto. And if we all had that motto, wouldn't it be a great world?